The Texas Supreme Court has just hours to rule on the latest legal battle surrounding a death row inmate. State lawmakers are trying to get Robert Roberson, whose execution they helped put on hold, to testify before them tomorrow at noon. But Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton is trying to keep that from happening. Here's WFA's Matt Houston now with the latest on a potentially historic hearing.
Though lawmakers called Robert Roberson to testify at the Capitol Monday primarily to delay his execution, they do want to hear from him.
And who better to speak to their experience in the criminal justice system, who better to speak to whether our laws have or have not been applied than somebody who has been in the middle of the system for over 20 years.
Representative Brian Harrison is among the legislators asking whether courts are following the law, allowing prisoners a new trial if their conviction is based on disproven science. He says Robert Roberson's testimony can help answer that question, but there's now some reason to doubt they will hear from him Monday.
We are in uncharted legal waters here.
The Attorney General's office has asked the state Supreme Court to change its mind, declare the legislature overstepped its authority when it subpoenaed Roberson to spare his life. The AG also says if Roberson testifies, it should happen via Zoom, because it might not be safe to host a death row inmate at the Capitol. In response, the 57-year-old's attorneys noted he's already been allowed to meet and pray with lawmakers unshackled.
Perhaps most important, they fear Roberson is more likely to be misjudged virtually. He has autism, and last week his attorney told me he has the emotional sophistication of an 11-year-old. In fact, that's partly why she believes a jury convicted him.
The people had no clue he had autism. In the stress of the situation, he shut down, and his exterior was not matching his internal emotions, which is a very common characteristic of autism, as I understand it now.
Harrison says he prefers to see Roberson in person, though he'll live with virtual testimony if it's all lawmakers can get. It's too important, he says.
But we're talking about the most consequential thing that any government can possibly do, and that's the taking of a life.
The Attorney General asked the state Supreme Court to decide what should happen before noon, when lawmakers' hearing is scheduled to begin. In Tarrant County, I'm Matt Houston.
So you'll want to tune in to Daybreak tomorrow morning for the latest on this. We will have updates on the effort to get Roberson to testify in person. Our coverage starts at 5 a.m.